Super Mario Maker is one of the newest games for the Nintendo Wii U. It's a video game, but it's also more like a creation tool. It's made for gamers to develop and create their own Super Mario levels, and in that term their own Mario video games. And it got me thinking about not just the creation tool itself, but how the creation tool itself was developed, what changed with it, what was scrapped out of it, what changes did it go through over development. So today we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be entering the beta zone and finding out more on the development and the beta of Super Mario Maker. Super Mario Maker was actually announced as Mario Maker back at E3 2014. The game looked a little different from what it looks like today in the final build of the game. First off, there was only two themes in the game, the original Super Mario Bros. And New Super Mario Bros. U, although this is most likely because the game was in early development and those themes weren't created yet. The item toolbar where you access all your tools is a single bar rather than a drop-down menu, and it shows a few new icons. For example, there were two different question mark blocks, one for coins and one for items, rather than just an all-in-one block like in the final version of the game. The menu icons on the toolset were also changed. In early builds of Super Mario Maker, the game's icons resemble Mario Paint icons. Super Mario Maker was actually heavily inspired by Mario Paint. The idea of Super Mario Maker was to encourage experimentation rather than focusing on creating the perfect Super Mario Bros. Stage. The focus was on just having fun with creation. One of the biggest differences between the early version of the game and the final version of the game is how the original Super Mario Bros. Stage looked. The background used to have a block-like pattern over it, while in the final version of the game it has a lot less blocks. The colors in the background were also slightly different. For example, the hills in the background of the early builds had a lot brighter greens, while in the final version it's more accurate to the original Super Mario Bros. The floor blocks would also appear in sections rather than continuously. All the blocks would also have a weird shader effect to them, like if they had an emboss over them with the shine. And there was also a drop shadow on just about everything. This was all removed in the final version of the game to look more like the original Super Mario Bros. Game. The skinny Mario mushroom Easter egg was also slightly different. In the early builds of the game, it was literally just a squish Mario sprite from the original game, while in the final version of the game you get this really creepy looking scary Mario Bros. Sprite that gives people nightmares to this day. After completing a stage in Super Mario Maker, you would also get a congratulations screen with hands clapping. This wouldn't make it into the final version of the game. After completing a stage, you'd also be welcomed with the congratulations screen, although this is most likely because this was a demo and not really part of the early build of the game. And finally, some people data mined Super Mario Maker's game files and found beta elements, but not for Super Mario Maker, but rather for Splatoon. Inside the data of Super Mario Maker were some images of unreleased or beta Splatoon items like clothing and weapons, with some of the weapons even looking like much more realistic weapons like a revolver. There were also some unused music clips for some amiibo costumes, like the Metal Mario theme from Super Mario 64 playing over the invincibility effect of the gold and silver Mario costume. And that does it for the beta and development of Super Mario Maker. Not a ton of information, but still some interesting things. It's kind of interesting to see just how much it changed from the original Super Mario Bros. Theme in the early builds of the game to the final version of the game. It's like a completely different new theme. And for some reason there's like Splatoon beta elements in Super Mario Maker. My guess is that during early development they were both built upon the same game build, and maybe they started to branch out of each other just during early development. So that's my personal guess, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. As always, thank you all very much for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys feel like being awesome, you guys can drop a like and share it on your social network feeds. It really helps the channel grow an audience, so I greatly appreciate it. If you guys want to keep up to date with me off of YouTube, you guys can check out the social network links in the description below. And until next time, I'm Luis from GvN, and thank you for watching.